was reportedly trailed after he closed from work to his residence. The miscreants accosted him before he alighted from his car, pointed a gun at him, and whisked him along with his vehicle to an unknown destination at about 9 p.m. A source who said he doesn't want his name to be mentioned said the reporter had earlier covered an event in Ndoni in the Oba Ibima Ndoni local government area of the similarly inaugurated a primary healthcare center. His cameraman confirmed the incident and appealed to his abductors to set him free unconditionally. It was also gathered that the had contacted his wife and demanded 30 million naira as ransom before releasing him. Efforts to reach the spokesperson of police Ringe Koko for confirmation were unsuccessful as she did not pick up several calls put across to her. Operatives of the River State Police Command has confirmed the killing of Peter Chukwu, a notorious gang leader suspected to be behind the murder of Community Development Committee Chairman Mbo Shimini in Obiakpo Ndidi Livingstone, while coming out of the church, was rushed by assailants who later shot him in the head and stomach after he attempted to flee. Commissioner of Police Olatunji Disu, who disclosed this in Port Harcourt, the state capital, said the miscreant identified as Peter Chukwu, popularly known as Daddy Chukwu, and his gang had invaded the community in a separate attack and killed 22 persons on October the 9th, 2017, and escaped unchallenged. He also said the suspected criminal, who had been on the wanted list of the State Police Command since October 2017, fled the state. Edo State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Jarrett Tenede, has condemned the impeachment of former Deputy Governor of the state, Philip Shaibu, describing it as a mockery and urged him to use all legal means to overturn his removal. Describing Shaibu as a strong man, Tenede implored him to continue to pursue the matter in court. In his remarks, Shaibu said his removal by Edo State House of Assembly will not stand the test of time. Senator Oje Uzo-Kalo and former Abia State Governor has expressed sadness over the death of the first civilian governor of the state, Dr. Obonaya Ono, and described him as a committed politician and philanthropist. The Senate Committee Chairman on Privatization acknowledged Ono's contributions to nation building, even as he urged his family to be consoled as their late patriarch lived a purposeful life. Kano, in a condolence message issued by his office in Abakaliki, described Ono as a frontline politician, author, engineer, and former Minister of Science and Technology, as well as a nationalist with passion for unity and progress of Nigeria, adding that his wise counsel on national issues will be greatly missed, as he will be remembered for his standard qualities. Members of the community in Abia State, led by the State Muslim Council, paid traditional Salah homage to Governor Alex Oti at his country home in Mvosi, Ishalangwa South Local Government area. During the visit, the council, led by the Chief Imam of Abia State, Sheikh Ali Ukiwo, said that the 30 days fasting period was an exercise through which Muslims sought forgiveness from Allah and to amend their ways thereafter, and thanked Allah for using the governor to institute security, peace, and good leadership in the state, and for restoring the hopes of Abia people after more than 20 years. The Muslims used the opportunity to report to the governor about the injustice done to them by a previous administration, which allegedly reallocated some plots of land that were made available to Muslim community 10 years ago as a burial ground, while the relocation of the lands to individuals was done without notice to them or a refund for money already committed, and urged the governor to intervene on the matter. Thank the Muslims for their support and solidarity during the last governorship elections in the state, and promised to continue to make them and the people of the state proud through quality leadership and assure the Muslim community in the state that his government will not discriminate against them. Governor Oti also said that he will continue to relate them as brothers and sisters and pledge to investigate their complaints and further describe the Muslim community as an integral part of his administration. Commander of the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka, Major General Hassan Dada, says his commitment to total return of peace to the Southeast region remains sacrosanct. Dada, who is also General Officer commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, said that while addressing the troops during the Salah launch with them and security personnel of the operations at the naval base Oguta Council area of Imo State, the commander pledged unflinching support for civil authorities to ensure the return and sustenance of peace in the region for a sustainable economic development, and commended all security personnel of the operations for their resilience, adding that the successes so far recorded would not have been possible without the collective efforts. Commander also thanked the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Laja, and the Chief of Defense, General Logistics and other support, while restating his commitment to peace in the areas of responsibility. Earlier, in an opening address, the Operations Commander, Commodore Muhammad Salisu, said that the launch was aimed at boosting the morale of the troops and officers for the enhancement of the operations, and thanked Governor Hope Uzodinma for the enabling environment to carry out the operation, especially in parts of the state. Suspected gunmen have launched an attack on the police checkpoint along the Abakaliki-Enugu Expressway and have set the police drove on a base. The incident occurred at the Ishike Junction on the outskirts of Abakaliki Metropolis. The state police publications officer DSP Joshua Okando confirmed the attack, although he stated that the specifics of the incidents were still unclear. He said that it's unclear matter. Lagos State government said it will demolish buildings that face integrity tests. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor who disclosed this after inspection indefinitely, while the government would assist the traders affected. In view of the death of tilapia fish in Epe, the Dredgers Association of Nigeria said it is planning to take legal action against Epe tilapia fish farmers that the farmers carried out what they described as unsubstantiated claims, and the media agreed not to speak to the media, adding that the actions of the fish farmers will on the ongoing investigation process by the Minerals and Environmental Management Committee on tilapia fish mortality. He said the association was suspecting a smear campaign against its member Renault Corn Limited, while the peace meeting was convened by MIREMCO in Ike, Lagos, bringing together stakeholders including the DAN and Recon Limited, Epe tilapia farmers, fish farmers, and both state and federal environmental agencies aimed at addressing the fish mortality incidents allegedly linked to dredge activities of fish farms. The farmers are taking the fish to the activities of dredgers, and while the farmers had in recent reports in the media accused Renocom Limited of causing the death of the fish with their activities. Analysts have blamed the Federal Road Safety Corps in and implement the active road safety models to help reduce the increasing rate of road accidents across the country, especially during festive periods. Speaking Atlantic Television's blowout, the socio-political analyst Lawrence Oboko here said that the federal road safety corps have declined in its efforts of ensuring road safety across the country.
So, what the other question is just, okay, you know what to do now, do a make it come out here. Is that what the road safety is supposed to do? So that is they are doing now. At least before, if you say road safety officer, you clear, they will be able to check their tires, their spare tires, if they are still okay. But these don't do those things. So I begin to wonder, how would there be road accident? Do you see them whenever there is a road accident? You see the converge begin to control traffic and all of that. That is not what it's supposed to be. So I think they're not doing enough at all in curbing this kind of incident, accident on the way. And sometimes, if there is a pothole somewhere, the road safety is supposed to have detected those areas earlier and then put road signs so that what the road looks like.
Of motor should be a consistent responsibility.
So we all come up for good roads, but we don't have to use those roads. You see, every person will just take a vehicle, drive within the neighborhood, learn for 1-2 days. And you see the person entering the express without knowing what the signs, what the signs on the road are. And you ask yourself, when something happens tomorrow, we come to blame the road safety. Yes, to an extent, they share the blame to the extent that they have not been able to educate the masses enough to have some.
This is coming after 3 people lost their lives while 2 others were injured on Wednesday in a lone crash around the Fidiwo Bridge along the Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Kogi State Governor Alhaji Usman Odo and former Governor Alhaji Yahaya Bello expressed their condolences to the former governor of the state, Abdurrahim Idris, only son Muhammad was a former member representing Olamaboro and Omala Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. And in a condolence message signed by his special advisor on media, Ismaila Isa Ododo described the death of the late federal lawmaker as a tragic loss. The governor described late Muhammad as an older brother in whom he had found a worthy compatriot, noting that their last meeting was in March 2024, when he came in the company of stakeholders from Omala local government area, authority to him as the governor of, during which they had useful discussions on plans for the development of the state. The governor of in the fact that the deceased lived a life filled with worthy accomplishments as a politician and a businessman, and prayed that Allah grant the former lawmaker eternal rest and for his family to find the fortitude to bear the loss. Bello also extended words of solace to the grieving father, Ibrahim Idris, stressing that Muhammad lived a life of peace and served as the shining example for others to follow. Kaduna State Internal Revenue Service said that the agency is striving towards increasing the internally generated revenue in the state. The executive chairman, Jerry Adams, the secretary, and the agency is determined to resolve the challenges of salary payment in the state. Senior Special Assistant to the Kaduna State Governor on Student Affairs, Amina Bello, said that the agency is working with key stakeholders and has charged their members and staff of the MDAs to work towards a situation where the states will no longer depend on federal allocation, and called on Kaduna State citizens to cooperate and support government policies in ensuring that the state overcomes its grappling challenges. Meanwhile, the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Kaduna State Governor, Umar Waziri, said that the government's efforts were channeled towards enhancing teacher and student welfare to promote quality education. Umar also said that the purpose of the engagement was to foster mutual understanding between the students and the government, promoting peace and unity among diverse social groups, while the state governor, Uba Sani, had recently lamented that due to the servicing of foreign and domestic debt procured by previous administrations, the government faces challenges in executing new and completing abandoned projects. Acting Zamfara State Governor Malam Mumuri said that the state government is not prepared to make negotiations with bandits and vowed from the people for the success of ongoing security efforts. He also expressed gratitude to the citizens for their unwavering support, and Benue State government has clarified that the house raised by hoodlums in the Boko area of the state belongs to a relative of the former governor of the state, the late Apa Aku, and not the former governor himself. This is coming after yet to be identified arsonists attacked the residence on Monday and set it ablaze. And if not for the intervention and rescue of the occupants of the house by the police, the inferno would have consumed all those living in the compound and the property. The daughter of the late governor, Deborah Aku, who disclosed this in Makurdi, the state capital, said that the 6 occupants of the house were safely rescued and evacuated before the hoodlums. Adinkai Zagazola Makama, a counterinsurgency expert and security analyst on the Lake Chad region, said that the commander, known as Abu Saidu, was nabbed in the Madagali area of Adamawa State. Makama said that the apprehended in a sting operation carried out by the troops at the Mubi Market General area on April the 9th, 2024. Saidu was alleged to be the mastermind of the attack on Askira town on November the 12th, 2021, where a commander of the 28th Task Force Brigade and 3 students paid the supreme price and sacrifice as they provided reinforcements in a counter-offensive against the terrorists, while items removed from the suspects included 3 mobile phones, 3 ATM cards, 1 wristwatch, 4 rings, and a bunch of keys, and 1,900 naira. Gombe State High Court has imprisoned two men, Ibrahim Abdullahi and Umar Usman, for obtaining 682,847 naira under false pretenses. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, in a statement, explained that Abdullahi and Usman were separately arraigned on 3 counts bordering on cheating and employment scams. According to the charge, the 3 suspects used the ATM card to borrow a loan to the tune of 68,847 naira without their consent, and thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 320 of the Penal Code law and punishable under Sections 322 of the same law. However, the defendants pleaded guilty to the charges, and upon arraignment, while A and B Kware, the prosecuting attorney, asked the court to sentence them appropriately, but the defendant's attorney, R.A. Anthony, pleaded that with the judge to exercise mercy as they were first-time offenders who regret their actions. Justice Kereng, in a similar development, sentenced one Mohammed Soja to 6 years imprisonment for employment fraud with an option of 150,000 naira fine. Sokoto State government has dismissed claims by the immediate past governor of the state, Senator Aminu Tambuwal, and his party, People's Democratic Party, over the claim that they were robbed of victory in 2023 governorship elections in the state. The state's commissioner of police, the state's commissioner for information, Sambo Danchadi, in a statement said that the main opposition party must be deluded to imagine that it won the 2023 polls in the state. While addressing the party supporters and stakeholders in Sokoto, Tambuwal claimed that the PDP did not lose the 2023 governorship election in the state, but was robbed of victory, while the APC said that they claimed that the election was manipulated against the PDP's candidate, Alhaji Saidu Umar, and it was both ridiculous and insulting to thousands of Sokoto people who voted massively for the ruling party and its governorship candidate, now Governor Ahmed Aliyu. The commissioner also said that the PDP was rejected at the polls by the people due to its abysmal performance while in power, adding that the PDP only won the majority of votes in 5 local government areas out of 23 local government areas in the state, while the APC not only won the election, but has justified its victory by addressing the various issues over which the election was contested. He said that as the administration nears 1 year in office, it would soon kickstart the inauguration of projects which would surpass the performance